PSG preparing record-breaking bid for Marcus Rashford. Kobe Mainoo set to miss Euros 2024. And Antony exploring a loan move back to Brazil. These are some of the topics we will be discussing on this evening's show. But before we jump into that, please smash a like on today's video, subscribe to the channel if this is your first time watching, and let's get straight on into it. Let's start the show off by talking a little bit about Antony. So this is coming out from multiple different journalists this evening, and I'll read out one of the stories for you right now. The headline is Manchester United are interested in loaning Antony out and see Flamengo in the Brazilian league as a good destination, especially due to the fact that Andreas Pereira's spell there was seen as a good outcome. And then goes on to say that Flamengo are now considering submitting a one-year loan proposal to Manchester United for Antony. You know what? I would 100% back this, because I know people are like, get Antony out, he's not good enough, he's a flop, he's a waste of money, all of which is probably fair. But us selling Antony now for a massive loss actually dampens our potential for the transfer window, because obviously with financial fair play now, it's all to do with profit and loss, isn't it? So if we buy Antony for 95 million euros, okay, I know it's still crazy that we paid that amount of money for him, but we did. We gave Ajax 95 million euros 2 summers ago for Antony. If we were to now go and sell him for his true market value, which I would say is probably 30 to 40 million euros, realistically, somewhere around there, I think would be a fair price. That would go down as a 55 million euro loss on our books, okay? When you then factor that in with financial fair play, it would actually be worse for us. It's better for us to keep him at the moment, hope his stock price goes up, than it is for us to sell him and take a massive hit. When you also factor in that we're going to sell Sancho this summer for a massive loss as well, that's going to really, really mess with our financial fair play situation. So I think if we could, send him off to Flamengo, he goes there, he does well. Maybe then he could come back into Manchester United further down the line and have a career. He's only just turned 24. He is still very, very young. You've got to remember. Do I think he's good enough at this moment in time? No, but things can change. He might go off to Brazil, play a season there, and he might come back a different player. Obviously, he's still got this court case hanging over him in Brazil of certain allegations against him, which he still needs to he still needs to get through that ultimately. So there are lots of things which can point at why his season has been bad. I think last season he was okay. I don't think he was anywhere near as bad as he's been this season. So there is a player in Antony, I think. But at this moment in time, we need to find a solution. And I think loaning him out is 100% the correct decision, because as I said, selling him actually puts us in a worse position. It really, really does. So Antony on loan, let me know what you guys think about that. Flamengo apparently leading the race for his signature. Sorry, everyone. The next story I've got for you is about Kobe Mainoo. This is coming out from Sky Sports News this afternoon. And the headline is that apparently Kobe Mainoo is unlikely to win a full England call-up tomorrow. And there is plans for Kobe Mainoo to be promoted to England's under-21s for the first time, with an announcement due tomorrow. So it doesn't look like Kobe Mainoo will be part of Gareth Southgate's squad for Euros 2024. A lot of people thought he would be. A lot of people, were hoping that he would be. But is it maybe too soon for him? He's only just turned 18. Would it be better for him to have, a summer off and then go into next season, and next season to be his massive, massive season? I think so personally. I think, a player going to the Euros at that age, it's just going to pile the pressure on him. People are going to be expecting him to be world class immediately, and it's not how it works in football. We've seen so many young, exciting English players get completely destroyed by the pressure of playing for the national team. And I think that as exciting as it would be to see Kobe Mainoo in that midfield for England, I think it maybe is a little bit premature. And I think, maybe this isn't the right year for him. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. But as I said, Sky Sports are reporting that it's unlikely he will be called up to the first team, and that he'll just go into the under-21s. Because at the moment, he's in the under-18s. He's still, working his way up. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about that one in the comment section. I've got no issues with that whatsoever. Manchester United is my love. I'm not that bothered about international football, being honest with you. I don't really care that much. I'll watch it. Obviously I support England because I'm from England and I was born in England, but I don't feel the same level of passion towards the English national team as I do towards Man United. So for me personally, the most important thing is our players and what's best for our players. And I think for me, in my perspective, Kobe Mainoo missing this tournament when he's probably just going to sit on the bench anyway is maybe not a bad thing. It gives him some more time to rest, more time to train, to get stronger, to bulk up a bit. And I have no issue with that. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. And the final story we've got for you today, which is an absolutely massive one. This is coming out from 2 or 3 different journalists in the UK this afternoon. And the headline is that PSG are apparently now preparing a £75 million bid for Marcus Rashford this summer. The story then goes on to say that Manchester United value Marcus Rashford closer to the £100 million mark. Now, the question I have for you, well, I want you to get in the comment section and let me tell you, how much do you think Marcus Rashford is worth in this current market? Obviously, this season has not been his best. He's had a lot of criticism. Obviously, some of his off-the-field antics have been heavily criticised. I would say somewhere around 75 to 100 seems fair. I would take 75 million at this point, because the thing you have to remember with Rashford is, right, he's come from the youth academy. It would go down as 100% profit, which would massively help our financial fair play situation. It really, really would. He's on vast wages, reportedly somewhere around 300 grand a week. And being honest, I think that it's probably time that he moved on. He was one of my favourite players for a period, but I just think that his attitude on and off the pitch, he it's going to be very difficult for him to win my trust back at the moment, I'm being honest. And it's not just down to scoring goals and getting assists. It's about how he acts on the pitch, his attitude, and all the rest of it. We've spoke about him so many times, so we don't need to go over it again. We've all got the same set of eyes. We all can see what Marcus Rashford is like on the pitch at the moment. He sulks around. He doesn't track back. He doesn't look like he cares a lot of the time. Obviously, he's come out and done this interview and said he does care and that he doesn't know what people are talking about. But at the end of the day, right, as Steven Gerrard once said, you let your feet do the talking, don't you? I always find it funny when he used to say that. Was it Steven Gerrard? Let me feet do the talking? Anyway, someone used to say it. I think it was Steven Gerrard. And Marcus Rashford isn't letting his feet do the talking, is he? He's not even tracking back. He's not working hard. And I think that it would be the best for everybody. I really, really do. I think if PSG seriously come in with a bid for him, obviously they're looking for a replacement for Kylian Mbappe. He's got the profile. He's got the media presence. He's got the brand. He's got all of these things that PSG look for in a player. I think it would be a good deal for everybody. And I think almost it would be good to do it before it becomes a massive, massive problem. I think at the moment, a lot of the fan base have turned against him. But I do feel like if it continues going on and on and on and on and on, that it will only get worse for Marcus Rashford here, because I just think it would be the best for everybody. But I want you guys to let me know in the comment section below. 1, would you like Marcus Rashford to leave Manchester United? Yes or no? And also you guys can let me know how much you think would be a fair price for Marcus Rashford. Always interested to see what you guys have to say on all things Manchester United. So make sure you get in the comment section and let me know what your thoughts are on this story. Obviously, on the show this morning, we spoke a little bit about Lisandro Martinez, which is really positive. He's going to be back apparently in time for the Brentford game on the 30th of March. So that's a really, really big boost. Really excited about that. He's obviously not going to be available for the Liverpool game, but that's to be expected. So we'll keep you updated on all things as always. There's one more story I wanted to go into really quickly, and that is apparently the Ajax are planning to approach Erik ten Hag about bringing him back to the club this summer. Obviously, Erik ten Hag's got 1 year left of his contract. I would say it's 50-50 as to whether Ineos want Erik ten Hag to stay beyond this season. From what I'm hearing, Ineos are saying he needs to get Champions League football. In my opinion, we're not going to do that. We're, I think, 8 points off Aston Villa, 6 points off Tottenham, and they've got a game in hand. It could be 9 and 8 points behind 4th and 5th if they win their game in hand. And I think simply for us to make that up with only 30 points left to play for is going to be incredibly difficult. So for me personally, from what I think and what I've heard, it's 50-50 as to whether Erik ten Hag will remain. And I think a lot of that is riding on him getting Champions League. And, we all know that that's going to be an incredibly difficult task. There are clubs circling for Erik ten Hag's signature. And one of those is Ajax. You know that I want Erik ten Hag to stay beyond this season. I think keep him for 1 more year, give him a chance with the new hierarchy. But if there's a genuine plan in place for a better manager to come in, then I'll back it. Of course I will. I'm not going to sit here and cry because Erik ten Hag gets removed. It's more just everything around it that needs to work. There needs to be someone better coming in. We need to see 10 or more players leaving, you know, Martial, obviously Martial's going to go. We know that for sure. Jadon Sancho, who else? I mean, there's so many, isn't there? There's so many players that we could go throughout that squad that, you know, that I would say at least 10 players need to be sold this summer, if not more. Harry Maguire, Scott McTominay, Rafael Varane probably needs to go. Casemiro probably needs to go. Amrabat will go back to Fiorentina. Christian Eriksen's legs are gone. He needs to go. You know, Rashford debatably might go. Anthony Martial is going to go. Like, that's already 7 or 8, and that's not really involved any thought whatsoever. That's me just naming players who I don't think should be here anymore. Victor Lindelof's probably another one, 30 years of age now. And I think that as long as there's a proper plan in place, and I think if a good manager's coming in, someone better than Erik ten Hag, I don't want Gareth Southgate, I don't want Graham Potter, I don't really want De Zerbi. I'm talking someone on the level of Zinedine Zidane, somebody on the level of Nagelsmann, somebody on the level of, you know, a top manager. I mean, debatably, Nagelsmann's not any better than Erik ten Hag. So there's maybe 1 or 2 managers in world football that are better than Erik ten Hag who are available at the moment. And yeah, it's whether that will happen. You know, if I find out that Graham Potter's coming in and we're keeping all of the squad, I think we're just going to go backwards. So I still want Erik ten Hag to remain, but I appreciate that, you know, Ineos want Champions League football. They need it for the financial element of it. And if Erik ten Hag does get removed, I could see him going to Ajax. I could see him going to Barcelona. I could see him going to Bayern Munich. Lots of clubs will be after him because he is a good manager. And you put him in the right setting with a proper director of football, with a proper hierarchy, with good owners, and I think he'll succeed. So it will be our loss at the end of the day if Erik ten Hag leaves. I know people say he has no style of play and all the rest of it, but we haven't had a style of play for 10 or more years under this current ownership with these current set of players, you know? Our style of play was counter-attacking football, and when we play like that, people are like, it's a disgrace. How can we play counter-attacking football against Everton at home? Like, people aren't happy. People aren't happy with what our style of football is. So they say we don't have a style of football. We do, but it's just simply counter-attacking. That is our style of football. That's what this set of players are able to do. And United fans don't like that or are unwilling to accept that that is our style of football, which is fine. I get it. That's not what United have been known for. But yeah, that's where we are. I'm going to wrap the video up here, guys. Obviously, do let me know what you think about the Marcus Rashford situation. Let me know what you think about Erik ten Hag potentially returning to Ajax. I'll be back tomorrow morning as usual, about 11 a.m. I hope everyone has enjoyed the show this evening. Please don't forget to smash a like on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. This has been Daily Red Devil. Have a great evening, everybody, and I'll speak to you all tomorrow morning.